What's up, guys? TFDG Saber here. We've been getting a lot of requests in terms of our plate carrier setup. So today we have a video here discussing our kit building philosophy and as well as going through how we set our plate carriers up. So here I have a SPC carrier and as well as a JPC carrier, and I can start with the SPC. Starting with the shoulder pads, these are padded shoulder pads that are made by Haley Fabrication. They're nice, comfortable, they're an AR1, and they've been working out so far. Right down here I have my ATAC system. For those that have run ATAC in the past, you know the advantage that it can bring. Knowing your position on the map and as well as knowing your position relative to your teammates has been super useful. So I think most of us have been running ATAC systems and will continue to do so. Here I have a Invisio V60 comm system. So far I think this has been a superior system compared to the U94s we have used in the past. At least anecdotally, I feel like the audio quality is better with the Invisio system. And then here I have a adapter for the NATO plug, so that I don't have to switch out a new ComTac that has a Invisio cable. I could use my existing one, and this is quite nice. The whole system here is mounted on a JTAC adapter. I think Longship Design makes this, and I've stuck to this system because if I ever wanted to move this on a chest rig, I can. But now here it's quite nice and snug, and has been working out so far. For those that do know Crye, they tend to make their placards a little higher than usual. So if you run an aftermarket placard system like the Mark V here, you probably need to run a AXL adapter here, like I did, to make sure the placard sits properly and not too high, which may interfere with how you'll be able to access your magazines. Here I have some flaps. We got these custom made in the UK with genuine AR11 material. I like to have a retention, some kind of retention on my magazines, so that if I do trip and eat dirt, I don't lose all my mags. Here we have a Blue Force Gear single mag pouch, 10 speed I think this is called, yeah. And I run my Letterman, but really you could keep anything in there: food, compass, chem sticks, dead rags, tourniquets. This barely takes up any space. Down here I have a Row 1 style IFAC kit. It's good to have some IFAC stuff with you, mainly because we do go shooting overseas, and we don't want accidents to happen, but if they do happen, at least we have this stuff ready. Really, this is for the range officers. I don't really know how to use this stuff, but this is generally something good to have. So moving over to the back, the centerpiece here, this is a Ferrell long GP, but I use it as a radio pouch, because I feel like it's a pretty good system to keep everything nicely enclosed, and protect the radio from the elements. And then on the outside, I keep my original shoulder sleeves. For whatever reason, if I wanted to run those, I can, and I use this part of the pouch as a general purpose pouch as well. On the side here I have two Eagle slap charge pouches. I think that's what they're called. Really with airsoft you don't get to play with explosives, so this is really just an aesthetic choice. I think it's kind of cool to have these breech pouches on the back of my plate. On the side here I run the Tier tactical panel adapters. In case we run sort of respirators and whatnot, I can put on the C420 here, and none of this I wouldn't have to remove any of this, and it's quite convenient. On the left here I have a Equinix cummerbund. These are super rigid. They provide a lot of structure to the plate carrier, and it hugs the plate towards your body. The original SPC cummerbund has relatively same function, but this has the the quick doff system. So you have quick access to your plate carrier, and you can take it off quickly, and you can don it on quickly as well. Side plates here, I think these are made by Ferro. Really, in airsoft, you don't really need side armor, or you don't need armor in general at all. But if we ever translate this stuff into real life, it's good to build that habit and to be familiar with having armor on the side. So this is what I have. And then here I have a spud pouch that I use as a general purpose pouch. I keep a Princeton light here, and as well as some batteries. And then on the side here I have a Longship Design flashbang pouch, which I use to keep these imitation 9-bang devices made in China. Sometimes they work, most of the time they don't, but there's that. And then over to the right here I have a Ferro GP pouch. Nothing special, you could really keep anything here. I have a filter for demonstration purposes, but in general I like to keep this side of my plate carrier flat, mainly because it's my pistol drawing side, so that there's minimal interference on the right side. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this SPC setup. We can take a quick break and then we'll move over to the JPC. So continuing on with the JPC setup, I think it's really relatively the same in terms of utility and as well as the amount of things that I want to carry on a JPC. Starting off again from the shoulders, stock pads, nothing much to it. I think mainly it's because I can't find a shoulder pad that has a padding but is also in Ranger green or in black that's in sort of this configuration. So I've kept the original one. Same with the SPC setup here. I have a Juggernaut mount for the S9 phone, I think. Again, same with the Invisio system. Nothing too significant that's different from the SPC setup. Oh, I forgot to mention that we have this this lens cleaner thing that we've been using. It's very handy in the sense that if your optic, if dirt gets on your optic, or you want to clean your phone, whatever, this stuff is quite handy. I do notice some people have like a retention device here where you could pull it down and have better access to it, but this has been working just fine for me. For the placard system, I just run a Crye M4 detachable flap. Again, sort of building on the same philosophy. I like things a little slimmer in the front. And in front of here we have a Blue Force Gear triple 10-speed pouch with the flaps, but I took off the flaps because I think it's cooler this way. Down here I have a Crye radio pouch. Really, this is for water. I noticed that we don't carry any hydration and we don't drink water enough, so really, it's really for water. And I have, I don't know, Wilson West tourniquet here. I think that's pretty much it on the front. Moving on to the back, I have a Crye zip-on back panel in Ranger green. This is quite rare. I've never really seen anyone run something like this. A good friend of mine sort of flagged it on a garage sale, and I picked it up before he had a chance. Inside, I run whatever, batteries, trauma dressing, and a EOG SSD bag, because this entire video is inspired by Fred from Spirit System. Just opening this up at the back, this is the comm system that I think most of us are running. A TCA radio hooked up to either an antenna extender or some kind of wired antenna device. Nothing really special here. We have these hand restraints for some of the scenario games we do here, but usually this is really for aesthetic purposes.
Okay, explain why the radio putting on the back.
Yeah, so I think because we we play airsoft, we don't really manipulate with the frequencies too much. Having that immediate access of putting the radio on your side, in the front side, is not that important for us. And I think not having something that's this big in front of you really gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of switching your weapon hands when you're doing CQB, or the fact that this has really been popularized by Team Room Design. The fact that a lot of their guys put their radios on the back. We've tried it and we found pretty good success with it. And I think another point is we've run into issues where our front play bags have always been quite heavy because we run gas guns and we use gas mags. So they're putting a radio at the back acts as a counterbalance so that the plate bag isn't sagging too much in the front. And it sort of provides a good balance between where the front plate and the rear plate is positioned. To my previous point there, being able to sort of cover your radio with a back panel or a general purpose pouch sort of protects it from wear and tear. These are not real radios, and the water, sand, dirt, whatever can interfere, and the radio could break. So most of us has moved on to sort of putting our radios in the back for those reasons, but I don't see, based on what we do here with airsoft and in MilSim events, I don't see the advantage of putting the radio in front. Maybe if you have like a leadership role where you need to manipulate your radio and you have multiple radios to work with, but for us, we're all on the same channel, and I don't think we have that problem. Moving on to the Cummerbund, this is just a regular 3-band Cummerbund from Crye, nothing too special. Again, running the side plates here, consistent with the SPC setup. On the left here, I have a Ferro GP pouch. Again, I put some of the boo-boo kit stuff here. If you get scratched up, you can pull this out and patch yourself up. I also have some tourniquets. Who makes these? Soft? Yeah, Soft makes these tourniquets. I thought it was pretty cool. I stole the idea off Man on the Tree. He uses the cat tourniquet, but I don't like the Velcro being too exposed and scratching me up, so I have these ones here. On the right, I have a Tier smoke pouch. Usually I keep my monocular here, but I forgot to bring it, so I have one of the 9-band devices here as well. Let me flip this over. So again, we have the Ferro Row 1 here just for in case I take this to the range and we do some shooting. But on the inside, most of the time, we're running sort of these MRC plates that are made by a Japanese company. I think we really like them because it's multi-curved. They make them in small, medium, large sizes, and it's relatively light, so it gives the plate carrier a pretty good form factor. And then we usually pad it up with a TRX arm backer, which makes the setup more comfortable. Same with the side plates. I think we're running, MRC side plates as well. And I also have a Fog Surf blade here. Really, when you're playing airsoft games, you don't really slice people up, but I keep it around for utility purposes, slicing open packages, ropes, material, bread, food. So this is pretty nice and handy, but I don't recommend bringing something like this to your local airsoft field if you can. All right, so I think that's pretty much the setup here. Thank you guys for watching. I think we have more videos planned in the future. I still want to talk about my helmet setup and as well as my belt. So if you have any comments, questions, dick pics you want to send us, let us know. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. What's up, guys? It's Eat That Pussy 445 here.